question from the Eastern Cape, June 2023. Question 8. We are given f at x and g at x. They tell us that A, B, C are the points of intersection of f and g. 8.1. Determine the coordinates of the turning points of f. F of x is equals to x cubed minus 5x squared minus 8x plus 12. In order to find the coordinates of the turning point, we just need to find the derivative of f at x. So this is 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. The turning point, the gradient should be equals to 0. 3x squared minus 10x minus 8 should be equals to 0. And then now we just have to look for the factors. This is 3x, that's an x. So I'm going to have a 4 and a 2. It's a minus, that's a positive. 3 times x, that's 3x squared. 3 times 4, that's a minus 12. Plus 2, that's a minus 10. Yeah. X should be equals to negative 2 over 3. Or x should be equals to a 4. Now I'm just going to substitute the values of x for the turning points into the mother function. This is minus 2 over 3 cubed minus 5 into minus 2 over 3 squared minus 8 into minus 2 over 3 plus 12 minus 2 over 3 cubed minus 5 into minus 2 over 3 squared minus 8 minus 2 over 3 plus 12. I am getting 400 over 27. And for the other one, I am getting a negative 36. So the coordinates must be minus 2 over 3 is to 400 over 27. And the other one is a 4 is to minus 36. 8.2. Determine the other two x-intercept of f. F of x is equals to x cubed minus 5x squared minus 8x plus 12. For x-intercept, we let y equals to 0. This is x cubed minus 5x squared minus 8x plus 12, which is equals to 0. And then now you're going to go to your calculator. You will press mode setup, and then you'll choose 3, which is the table option. And then you're just going to put that function there. You'll say x cubed minus 5x squared minus 8x plus 12. Then you'll say equals to g of x. You're not going to put anything. And then you'll start at minus 5 and end at 5. The step should be 1. And then now you're going to scroll down until you find where f at x is equals to a 0. In this instance, I'm getting x is equals to negative 2, which is going to give me f at x is equals to 0. So x is equals to negative 2 is a solution. So this means that x plus 2 is a factor. And then now we're just going to use the synthetic method. Okay, and then now we take the coefficients. So that's a minus 1, a minus 5, minus 8, and a 12. And then the solution should be x is equals to minus 2. You put the solution there. And then you start with the 0 there. When you go down, you add. When you go across, you multiply. Now we are going down. 1 plus 0, that is a 1. 1 multiplied by negative 2, that's a minus 2. Negative 5 minus 7, that's a minus 7. Minus 7 multiplied by minus 2, that is 14. Minus 8 plus 14, that will give me a 6. 2 times minus 2, 6 multiplied by minus 2, that's going to give me a negative 12. And you should always get a 0 in this box. If it's not a 0, then you did something wrong. And then this is going to be x squared minus 7x plus a 6. And then you're just going to find the factors. So this is an x and an x. This is going to be a 6 and a 1. And both of them are negative. Don't forget, I already have one of the factors there. So I'm just going to include it there, which is x plus 2 is equals to 0. So x should be equals to 1, or x should be equals to 6, or x should be equals to minus 2. So the coordinates of the x-intercept is 1 is to 0, 6 is to 0, and the minus 2 is to 0. 8.3. They want me to sketch the graph of f, clearly indicating the turning points and the intercepts with the axis. Okay, so I'm going to start with the x-intercept. I have a 1 is to 0 there, and then I have a 6 is to 0 somewhere there. And then I'm going to have a minus 2 is to 0. Now let's look at the turning points. 4 is to negative 36. So it's going to be somewhere there. 4, so it's a 4 is to minus 36. And the other turning point is minus 2 over 3 is to 400 over 27. So it should be somewhere there. And I know that the y-intercept is going to be a 12. Then my graph will look something like that's my graph of f. Then 8.4. They want me to find the values of a and q. So I'm given g of x is equals to ax plus q. And I am told that a, b, c are the points of intersection of f and g. Okay, so I'm going to just substitute minus 16 is equals to a into 2 plus q. Therefore, q should be equals to minus 16 minus 2a. This is equation 1. Now I'm substituting for c. 0 is equals to, so this is a multiplied by 6 plus q. Therefore, q should be equals to minus 6a, which is equation 2. So q is equals to q. So I'm just going to equate minus 16 minus 2a is equals to minus 6a. Minus 16 is equals to minus 4a. Therefore, a should be equals to a 4. Then q is equals to minus 6 into 4, which is equals to minus 24. 8.5. Determine whether the graph of whether the graph is concave up or concave down at point B. So that is f. F is equals to x cubed minus 5x squared minus 8x plus 12. When we find the first derivative, this gives us the x values of the turning points. And then when we find is the second derivative, this gives us the x value for the point of inflection. And the gradient should be equals to 0 there, minus 10. So x should be equals to 10 over 6, which is 5 over 3. So you can see that the coordinates of B are 2 is 2 minus 16. So they should be somewhere there, which is 2 is 2 minus 16. But the x value I'm getting for the point of inflection should be before the minus 2, somewhere there. So the graph is concave up at B. We will say 5 over 3 is less than a 2. Therefore, the graph is concave up. 8.6. Determine for which values of x, f of x is greater than g of x. So they want to know where f at x is above or equals to g. And then the only thing that we have to do is just to sketch the graph of g. I know that g of x is equals to 4x minus 24. Because remember, we said the value of a is 4, and then the y-intercept should be minus 24. Okay, so this is going to be 24 divided by 6 for the x. Okay, so for x-intercept, we let y equals to 0, which is equals to 4x minus 24. So x, well, I don't have to do this. They told me that the graph intersects at C, which is 6 is to 0. So they must intersect there. They would intersect there, there, and then somewhere. So this is 6 to 0, and then at B, this is 2 is 2 minus 16. Okay. And then I just need to find this other point. To find that point, I will say 4x minus 24 should be equals to negative 36. So my x should be equals to minus 36 plus 24 divided by 4. So that's a negative 3. That's going to be a negative 3 is to y. Okay. Now let's take a look. We can see that f at x is above the graph of g in that interval. So it means that x should lie between negative 3 and the 2. Let's go and look again. In this region, f at x is below until that point, and then it is above again. So when x is greater or equals to 6,